Hello everyone, I hope you all had a great Monday. As for me, it wasn't too bad, but being Monday means spooky places. And this week we shall visit Natchez, Mississippi, and our first stop is the Natchez Under the Hill. Besides the ghosts of hair, this area of the city is haunted by a number of other ghosts. It is an old area of the city located along the riverbank, and it is home to several ghosts from the 1700s and 1800s. One apparition is that of a man in a military uniform. He is thought to be an American spy who gave secrets to the Spanish when they ruled the territory. The ghosts of several Spanish soldiers are also seen nearby. Another outlaw who haunts the area is that of John Mule, who stole and resold slaves in the early 1800s. Sometimes he would sell the same slave over and over again until the slave was recognized. Then, because it could do him no more good, Mule would kill them. In 1835, rumors spread that Mule was organizing a slave rebellion in New Orleans, and he was lynched by an angry mob. We now move on to the King's Tavern. Over the years, literally hundreds of employees and guests have encountered a ghost named Madeline here. The building was constructed in 1760s and became a tavern in 1789. It was purchased by Richard King. Madeline was his mistress and a serving girl in the tavern. She was said to be happy and mischievous, and apparently the ghost follows suit. No one knows whatever became of her, but in the 1930s, 3 mummified bodies were found beneath the floor of the tavern cellar. 2 of them were men, and the third was a young girl thought to be Madeline. A jeweled dagger was found next to her body. Interesting. We now move on to Linden. This mansion has been in the Connor family since 1790 and even has a family ghost haunting it. The sounds of a horse-drawn buggy pulling into the front driveway and the tapping of an invisible cane in the west gallery is still heard today. Ghost of a man wearing a top hat has appeared in one of the children's bedrooms many times, and there has been an apparition of a woman reported on the roof of the east wing. She has been seen jumping off the edge of the roof, but she always vanishes before she hits the ground. Longwood. The history of this great Natchez house is filled with sadness and tragedy, and represents the unfinished dream of a broken man whose future was destroyed by the government that he cherished and supported. The house was started in 1859 by Dr. Holler Nutt and is said to be his ghost and the ghost of his wife who haunt the place. The design of the house was created by the Philadelphia architect named Samuel Sloan, and it resembled an 8-sided castle. It also has a 16-sided cupola on the top with an onion-shaped dome. It was designed to be 6 stories tall and made of brick, marble, and plaster, with 8 rooms on each floor, surrounding a rotunda. Orders were placed which would allow the house to be finished with expensive European designs. Most of these costly goods would be seized by federal blockades at the start of the Civil War. It would be the war that would signal an end to Nutt's dream of his grand and unusual home. The construction of the house continued through 1860, but came to halt the following spring when war broke out. The Pennsylvania architect and his workers returned home to fight for the Union, leaving Nutt's home far from complete, which is exactly how it still stands today. The war not only took away Nutt's home, but his wealth as well. Nutt settled his family onto the first floor of the whole house. only 4 completed, and watched as the South burned around him. Although he was a Union loyalist, he saw over $1 million of his rich cotton land either burned or confiscated by the Union soldiers. Completely broken and without the will to live, Nutt slowly wasted away from pneumonia and died in 1864. Locals dubbed the house Natchez Folly, and his descendants live in the basement for many years before donating it to the Pilgrimage Garden Club, who maintains it today. Dr. Nutt and his wife Julia seem to love the attention that is not paid to the house and frequently appear to guest and tour guides. Mrs. Nutt is usually seen inside the staircase, while Dr. Nutt seems to prefer the garden area. Well, I hope you enjoyed the tales, my friends, and wishing you all a spooky night.